Hey guys, this is Coach Leslie. So we're back to normal, not yet, but almost there. So I thought I'd give a quick shout out to my home care partners. So one of the things I get asked is like, what was some of the areas you struggled in when you started your home care and still sometimes struggle in? One of them it was hiring, meaning being able to pick the right fit. Not saying that I would, you're always going to get it perfect. But I didn't really understand what went all into that. I didn't understand, how to pay attention to certain things. So for me, it was really hard getting through the application process, the interviewing process, and then finally getting to the point where I was comfortable and I could select somebody that I felt would be there long term. Because a lot of what we struggled with was we would hire people, they would be there maybe a week or two and then they're gone. And that was where we had to start to learn to find a way to weed out those candidates without wasting time on bringing them in, filling out, paperwork, being able to decipher that earlier in the interview stage. So I put together recently a book, not a book, but it's like a tutorial where I'm there on video walking you through some of the steps of what you need to know when you're doing your interview, when you're on the Indeed process, when you're in an in-person interview. These questions are based on the behavior. They're going to give you a lot of insight on their character, their personality. And when people, one thing you got to pay attention to, when people start talking about themselves, they really tell the truth. If you know how to properly ask the question. Now it's up to you as to whether or not you are able to understand if that's the truth. You know what I mean? So obviously doing your background checks, doing your, DOJ checks, but also what I tell people, there's no background check for personality. So your interview process is the time to really, it's the make or break to say, okay, do I even feel he or she is able to move forward to the next stage? So one thing I'll give as a tip, make sure you, if you can, if you're a part of the platform, take advantage of Indeed's virtual interviews. To me, it's a time saver. You're able to give yourself that time to line them up. Like you could do in an hour's time, you could do 3 to 4 interviews, truthfully. Because in 15 minutes, whether or not that person is a fit for your agency. I'm going to just be real with you, because after you get to doing it for a while, I'm going to actually do an interview with one of my home care partners, and she can tell you, you'll know in 15 minutes if this person is even on the scale of where you're trying to go. So go to CoachLeslie.club. The new tutorial is on my website. And it's very helpful because, like I said, I had no idea what interviewing took, what it took to put into interviewing. I was just used to being the person being interviewed. So when I became an owner, I had to become familiar with what all goes into that. And I'm still learning and building, and I promise to come back and give my community everything that I learned. Because that when we learn more, we earn more, and we are better service to our clients and our staff. So thanks for listening to me. If you have not joined my email list again, and if you want to take advantage of the tutorial, go to CoachLeslie.club. Or if you just have general questions, I do answer those. If you want to go to my website to know for sure that I got them, go to my website, because a lot of times on TikTok it's a delay in messages. And I don't want anyone to think that I ignored them. So go to my website, make sure you plug in there, and keep following my page, because as I learn, I'm going to share. Thank you.